Hello everyone, thank you for checking out another video. In this one, I'll just have another solo shuffle gameplay breakdown for you guys as a sub rogue to kind of show you my mistakes, what I can improve on and do better. So hopefully you guys can apply that knowledge and hopefully reach your next milestone in your own climb. Not gonna take too much time in this intro and we'll get right into this one. So in this lobby, we're starting off. We've got a Windwalker Monk, Sub Rogue, myself, Mage, and a Ret Paladin. This is not a bad lobby for Ret at all. You have a Ret Paladin and a Mage, and a Monk, sorry, which are very good targets. You can definitely kill both of these guys. I wouldn't recommend going to Mage at all, um, just for obvious reasons. So obviously, first thing you do, announce your target. I ask for the Ret. I don't think anyone responds to this message, so I'm going to say that's a confirmation that they agree on that. So I'll just skip ahead here right into the game. So the gates open. I sprint. First thing you want to do, pretty much every game, is just sprint and try and maybe step to the first person that you can to try and land the sap on the healer. I thought my monk would try to go over the tomb here, but he doesn't. So I don't use my step here, and they weren't pushing. So I was like, okay, great. I sap. Now my first mistake here was shadow striking this guy and kidneying him. So the reason this is bad is because it allows the red a global to react and either sank himself or shield of vengeance or some sort of defensive that will kind of make this go less potent. So what I should do in this build, if you're playing first dance, which is the talent in the sub tree that gives you 4 combo points when you dance, you should just sap and then just dance kidney. That's it. It's a second. It's like a slightly shorter kidney, but it's still pretty good. Um, it's better than trying to open with cheap shot, I think. Just because you have more globals, more room to fit in your globals in that way. But yeah, that was the first mistake that I made in this game. So we still get the kidney. The mage does beat us with DB, unfortunately. I think he doesn't CS my Evoker Sleepwalk. But the red does pop eye for an eye and shield of vengeance, so I don't bother blinding the priest off that. I see he's popping wings, so I'm trying to run and kite right now. Evoker grips my monk back, which is really good. They're both popping off. Mages pop icy veins. So the monk unfortunately put the ret on stun DR again for 10 seconds now. I see he's in cap the priest, so I just go over to the tomb and I blind the priest off that, and we do get his trinket. So now we just and PS too. So now we have the ret's trinket, the priest trinket, and one PS down. So now we have to go through his bubble and the second PS, and then we can get a kill. So I'm just running for now, just trying to see, trying to take no damage, well, as little damage as possible, as I see my healers in CC. So I'm just lining, my monk is lining as well, or trying to. So I kidney the priest here, I stun the red, semi-secret tech, and I try to duel him as he's low, but unfortunately I'm a little bit too slow, and the priest does get the swap, so that's a bit unfortunate. I get my rupture up again, try to keep this up as much as you can when you're in solo shuffle. I see I'm taking some damage. My heal's in CC. I just vanish, keep it safe. My monk has nothing really. He does defeat, which is very nice. Um, so now we're looking for another go very soon. He does put him on stun DR again, which actually no, I think that was me. Sorry. Um, so looking for a similar go with kidney on the healer. Now, now he's not off stun DR, which is kind of bad. But I think we could just do raw dam. I gouge him off the kidney, and we do get the second PS, which is not too bad at all. So now we're just looking to get through his bubble slash bob. He has no bob, so it's just bubble left. So we should be running here. Unfortunately, the monk gets caught in the open, gets fat glacial spiked, and he just dies, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate. If we had played a little bit more defensively, I think we could have won this. But that's just how solo shuffle goes sometimes. So now we're a rogue mage against a ret windwalker. Against this, we definitely want the ret. Sorry. and we can obviously swap between either or the red and the Windwalker too. So don't be afraid to. Well, actually, you'll see in the round. I'll try and explain it as it goes along here. So we established that we want to go red. First thing that you do every round, call your target. And as Rogue Mage as well, you can also say who you want to swap once you get stuff from the first guy that you open on. So I sprint in. I delay my sap a little bit, which is maybe kind of bad. I see not pushing though, but I just give my mage time to kind of get in position. So I do sap. Now I stun the monk, which is not what you want to do. So as I just explained, once you open, so we want to open on this Red Paladin. Once you open this guy and we get stuff from him, we should just swap to this guy and try and get stuff from him too. That's how the kind of Rogue Mage 101. So me stunning this guy just takes the swap potential of us going on the monk off the table. We cannot go monk now. I stunned him unfortunately, so now we have to just get a lot from this red in this opener. What I should have done is just sap the priest, gouge the monk, and then just dance kitty this red paladin. That's basically what I should have done here. So I kitty the pally anyway, sending big damn. I reset the priest, I think. I reset the priest. We get a DB on the monk, try to get a ring. He does get wrong. I blind the priest off that, and we do get a lot. We get trinket, we get double trinket, we get bubble. We're looking very good in this round so far. I put a rupture up on the monk. Managed just alter time really well. I get my rupture up on the Red Paladin 2. Now I'm looking to get a go with probably a kidney on the healer and just a stun on the red. I continue the healer here. I stun the red. I try to bomb the PS, but unfortunately he does get it through here. So we get the poly off, and I'm just like, okay, probably not going to get anything from the red, so let's just swap to the monk. So we're doing a good damage to the monk. Unfortunately, we don't get much from him. We do get Wall, his fortifying brew, which is pretty good, and Karma actually. So that's insane. We're doing really well right now. We just have to play defensive again until we have DRs in a second here. So I see the priest is coming off DR in 9 seconds. I do opt to wait because I have no dawns at the moment. So I'm just kind of waiting a little bit. I do send the kidney and the vanish. And I see that he PS's. I'm going to go back a little bit and just break this down for you here. So I kick the priest on shadow. I see my dance coming up soon, so I think in my head I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just kidney this priest, and then vanish to reset my dance, and then just stun the Red Paladin. So I kidney the priest, I vanish, I Shadow Strike to get my common points again, and I notice that he PS'd. So I'm just like, okay, he's half health, but I don't think he's gonna die through this. I think we should just go on the monk. So he PS's. I'm just like, fuck it. Step, kidney the monk. We get the full poly, the monk trinkets, and we're still doing really good damage to this monk. He does the fuse, so my mage can't really do much. But yeah, it was a good swap on the PS. I think we do get a void shift from the priest also. I duel the priest to maybe allow my mage to kill the red paladin, but I think it was a bad duel. I could have maybe said that a bit later for when the priest had nothing. Maybe he comes out of CC and I just duel the red or the monk and kill him. But back on the defensive here, trying to set up a go. I do rupture the red again. I king the priest here. I stun the red, sending damage into him. He bops. So now I just tab target the monk, stun the monk. Now I see my mage just pumping this red paladin here. So I just tab target again, and bang, he does go down. So I would say not a bad game. Again, just to kind of recap. So in the opener, you don't want, if you're playing Rogue Mage, you do not want to stun the off DPS. You basically want to save that DR for a potential swap once the initial target does use a defensive cooldown or, gets a cooldown from the priest onto them. Definitely want to save that DR for a potential swap. Um, My duel was a little bit bad as well. I could have saved that for later in the game. Like now, maybe he could have died earlier, or another scenario. You never know. What else? Ruptures. I think I kept that up pretty well this game. Trying to notice swaps. I think I did that pretty well this game too. Um, Generally, I can't really pinpoint too much. I could have done better. But obviously, if anyone with some insight or maybe watch this themselves has anything that they want to add, you can always leave that down in the comments. But that was round two. Let's move on to round three. So we've got Red Rogue against Mage Windwalker. So I believe that you just want the Windwalker. Don't want to ever touch Mage, as this comp will never ever kill that guy with 2 blocks. So again, should start off every round just by saying, "Hey guys, I want to kill this target," and let's see. So yeah, I announced I want to kill the monk in this scenario. And again, you just want to sprint in, especially against evokers. You want to just sprint in. I should. Okay, there we go. I sprint now, and I get the sap on the evoker. He was a little bit slow with his nullifying shroud. So I'm just double stunning the monk. I kidney the evoker, and I set my secret tech. I don't actually get my secret tech. I get poised on it, but we do get the communion, so I'm not too mad about not about still having my secret tech. I see my Barrett's getting pumped. I can't really do too much for him. I can duel. I can duel the monk, but I choose not to. I see he bubbles, so it's absolutely fine. The I try to kick the nullifying shroud from the evoker here. I'll just go back a little bit. I see the evoker's casting the nullifying shroud in a second. There it is. I try to step kick it, but I'm a bit too slow. So now another tip for you guys is if you have duel and an evoker has all the stacks on nullifying shroud and you see your team is not really getting the stacks, what you can do is just duel them. Just duel, cheap shot, and you probably won't have energy for the third one. So if you have symbols, I would just symbols cheap shot again, and then you could either follow that up with a kidney or a blind. I would recommend going with a kidney just because the guys in duel, you don't know if your teammate is going to be AoEing or doing anything of that sort. So it's good to kind of start off with a CC that can't be broken and then blind him off that so your team can see, okay, he's kidneyed, now he's blinded, now I don't break that blind. So let's see. So I believe I do duel him here. I duel him to take off the shroud. One, two. I do have symbols. I have to wait for my energy to repool, and I get the third one. And I believe I blind him, which is not the best because he just came out of duel. So I guess my team could see that I blinded him, but it's still a bit safer to get started with kidney, which is what I should have done. So I got my Rupture up on the Monk again. We did get his Trinket there and the Evoker's Trinket, which is really, really good. And we've already got Emerald Communion. So the Evoker can die, but they're both pretty really good targets, the Monk and the Evoker. So we hodge the healer. I bomb. Let's see, go back here a little bit just to kind of help you guys see what's going on. So he gets hodged here. We're just pumping the Monk here. I bomb a little bit late, so he drops combat, and I sap him off the Hodge. So we're just pumping this guy, send my Suga Tech into him, he almost dies. I resap off the sap. I get stunned, I trinket, I kidney DR, and the mage is doing a really good job of just peeling us and making it very hard for us to land a kill, unfortunately. So the monk does barely live this go, which is very, very unfortunate. But we still have very good pressure. We still have very good pressure. The monk is not on DR. I don't have a DR for the monk or anything to pair with it. So the evoker gets feared. I think the monk goes down here. I do get poly on my on this go, unfortunately. But I do stun him. I gouge him. Try to kill this monk. I can't really get him. I have no steps. So I can see the monk. The evoker is so low that yeah, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna hit this evoker real quick, and I think he does go down here. There we go. So that last sequence was a bit chaotic. I could have done things a lot better here. So let's just go back a little bit to where he gets the fear. So here we go. So I don't have any DRs for the evoker, unfortunately. My priest does get a nice fear, and I'm just trying to pump this guy. I have nothing off the fear. I have a stun DR. That's all I have, but I get poised on it. I so my first mistake here is me step cheap shotting instead of step kidneying. So I could have just step kidney this guy into a gouge, but I chose to cheap shot him instead for some reason, which is really bad. So I cheap shot him into a gouge. The mage is again doing a really good job of gatekeeping us from this monk. I vanished this route to try and get to the monk. I do get to him, but I'm getting peeled by the mage here. So I'm just like I don't think we kill this guy. I just tab target the monk and just send the monk. Send the evoker, and I do end up killing him, thankfully. But yeah, kudos to this mage. This mage played really well this round. He almost denied us the kill twice in a row on two back-to-back goes. So well played by him. So next up, we've got Rogue Mage Priest against Ret Windwalker Evoker. I think we want the ret here all day. We have a priest who can empty the bubble. We have our comp is just probably it just out comps this. So yeah, we want monk. We want the ret. Sorry, and my mage. I think he says something about maybe go monk as well if possible or something like that. No, okay, that's fine. So we just want ret. I just sprint in again. I get the sap here. Open on this guy. The Emerald Communions. I do send my Secret Tech here. I shouldn't have sent my Secret Tech at all, I don't think. I blind off that and we get his bubble. He MDs it and we also get the Evoker's Trinket, which is really good. Tap target the monk. Monk he has to use Karma now as well. This opener is so sick, actually. I'm gonna go back just a little bit to where I open up here. So I get the sap. I could have done this a little bit cleaner as well. I should just sap one guy, gouge the other guy, and then stun the kill target. Kidney dance. This is what you should be doing every game. But I stun him anyway. I could have got swept. I could have got swept. I could have got incapped on this go, which is why you want to cover it. We do end up getting the Red's Shield of Vengeance and Bubble and Emerald Communion from the Evoker too, and his Trinket. So the Evoker is a really good target now. Evoker can definitely die on this next go. He does feel a nullifying shroud. We'd go monk with this, and he does end up using his karma. So this opener is sick. We got everything. We got the red trinket too. It's looking insane. Like anything can die pretty much. So let's see how I set this up. So I might be looking for a kidney on the healer, yeah, and a stun on the red. There we go. I I need. Oh wow, yeah. It just takes two goes to kill these guys. That was pretty good. Pretty good round. So I'm just building. Kidney the evoker. Stun the red. Fat glacial. Restun, and he does go down. Cool. Just poly off the kidney. Yeah, RMP stuff. So next up, we've got Sub Rogue Windwalker against Red Mage. Now again, this is just a red angle. You just want to go red. Don't even look at the mage really. Um, Again, announce what you want to do before the game starts. Always want to let your team know what you want to do. So yep, I announced red, and I don't think anyone said anything again. They say okay in agreement, so that's amazing. So I sprint in again, and I just sap the evoker here. I get knocked out actually, but this evoker route does not put you in combat. So if you get knocked out by this route, you can just try to mail the sap or just sap, just so they can't get back into combat. So I do get the sap thankfully, and we get a nice opener here. Unfortunately, I do get DB'd, but it's not that big of a deal. I see triple leg sweeps, which is insane. We get Emerald Communion, we get the Wretch Trinket, we get Shield of Vengeance. So we get a lot in this opener. I get my Rupture up. Da, da, da. I blind his Nullifying Shroud. He trinkets it. I bombed to try to. It wasn't that great of a bomb to be honest. That bomb was kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. I do just stun the mage and just vanish. I'm just taking the most damage. I know there's a sleepwalk. I do off kick that for my priest. Monk is getting absolutely railed. Does get pain suppression. My priest gets hodged. And now I duel the Vroga to try and get the shroud stacks off. I do get the last one, and I think I kidney him here into a stun on the ret. I get frozen. I just trigger that instantly, and we do get his bubble as well. So this game is looking pretty good for us. We can literally win on the next go if we just live. My monk does karma. He leg sweeps again, so he just puts the ret on DR again. I'm not sure how long the DR had left before he reset it. It had about 10 seconds left before. Yeah, about 10 seconds left, and he put it on full DR again. That just puts us a little bit further behind, unfortunately. Um, Before I could do my next go on this guy. But to be honest, I can just kidney the evoker without us down on the red and just hope that he can die at raw damage. But he does have Shield of Vengeance, so it wouldn't be as potent as if I could just stun the red, unfortunately. So the DR is coming off now, and I'm trying to move in for that kidney on the healer here. I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm running back. I'm not sure why I ran back here. I'm not sure why I ran back here. Okay, well, we all dying to be honest. But so I see he's dying here. The priest does swap, and he's still dying through the swap. So I'm just like, they're running back. I can't really send the go because they're kind of playing defensive right now. So I just root back to behind the pillar with them to try and help us recover. The Evoker does grip the red into us, so it's like a special delivery. That's great, and we do get his bop. Um, to be honest, what I should probably do here as he bops is just tap target the Evoker and hit the Evoker. That's what I should do. So I don't notice the swap, unfortunately. So I'm just like looking at the red awkwardly with Bop still on him, and it's kind of just awkward. So I do just opt to vanish here, taking a bit of damage. And the DRs are off in about 5 seconds. And this monk just keeps inting with these leg sweeps. Unfortunately, like I can't do much, but he's still kind of low. I'm in a blind. I wanna kidney the evoker off this. Um, I do kidney him off. I do blind him off that, but the monk just ends up dying, unfortunately. So we were so close to winning this game, so close. If he hadn't stunned him, I could have stunned the Red Paladin too, and maybe he could have lived. But unfortunately, he overlaps my stun twice. But obviously the game we didn't lose that because of the monk. Obviously could have done things better. I forgot the first thing I could have done better, to be completely honest. But noticing targets to swap um, would be nice. So where I kidney the evoker and stun the ret and the ret bopped, I could have just went back to the evoker and then just hit him. And there was something else that I missed as well in that game. To be quite honest, I can't remember. But now we've got Ret Rogue against Mage Monk. Again, we announced that we want to go to Monk, sprint in, get that sap, and I should just dance first dance kidney. That's not something I'm just not doing this round for some reason. I do end up step kicking the mage and gouging him. I kidney the priest. He does. We do get karma and dome. I trinket evasion the leg sweep here, which is probably not needed. My healer wasn't in CC, so I probably didn't have to do that. I do end up blinding the priest, um, which is probably not the best because I did have a sap DR coming off, and he did have PS, so it wasn't the worst thing. I think we did get his trinket, so it wasn't the worst thing at all. And the ret almost dies here. Um, I gouged the mage, I kitty the priest here, and I stun the Wingwalker again. I get polyed on my go. This mage is just doing the most to just stop me from doing this go and killing this poor little monk. I think he just goes down here. Yeah, he just goes down in the most kind of random way. I'm just gonna go through this go again. So I gouge the mage, king the priest, stun the monk. I should bomb this. I should bomb this to not get peeled by this mage. Even though the priest is kind of close to the monk, it just stops us from getting peeled by the mage, which is probably worth it. But he does get hodged off my kidney into a full sleep, and we do just pump this. We do pump this monk quite heavy with that one. So yeah, in that round, again, just opening properly with the the right opener with just a gouge on the off DPS and then a kidney onto the main one, is pretty optimal. I unfortunately did not do it that much just these rounds, and then maybe my blind was kind of bad as well. I mean, he was quite low, and PS was about 7 seconds. So it would have lasted the entire blind, and I did have the DR to sap him off the blind, so I guess it wasn't too bad. So I think you would have had to shrink it anyway. So maybe that was okay. And then again at the end, just bombing the last go on the monk there, so the mage can't peel would have been really good. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this one. I hope that you guys kind of took pieces of it away that you can apply to your own gameplay and hopefully reach your next milestones. If you did, please leave a like and a comment down below and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.